Right. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this one very easily without laughing. So, if you didn't watch AEW Revolution, you've probably seen the ending on Twitter. And, well, let's talk about it now, shall we? Jon Moxley has commented on that exploding ring botch. Christian Cage has signed with AEW. And we've got an update on WWE's leg slap ban. We'll tell you more in a bit. Right, so I'll give you a quick recap, just in case you didn't see the pay-per-view. Very strong show overall, and a seriously brutal main event. World champion Kenny Omega defending against Jon Moxley in an exploding barbed wire death match. It was hard-hitting, it was bloody, it was everything you could want and more, but the show ended in farce. So Jon Moxley, he's laid out in the ring. The Good Brothers have attacked him after the match. He's handcuffed, except he's not because the handcuffs broke. But anyways, laid out in the ring. The countdown is on the screen. The ring is about to explode. Fortunately, here comes Eddie Kingston to make the save, get him out of there, except he doesn't. He gets in the ring and he sort of hugs Jon Moxley, trying to protect him from the impending pyro explosion that's surely going to burn his face off. So he huddles over him like that, trying to protect him. And then the ring explodes, except it doesn't. Like, it looked like about $25 worth of pyro went off. They've been to Poundland for their fireworks or something like that. Sparklers. It looked appalling. It was utterly laughable. And Jon Moxley has commented on this. After the match, he grabbed a microphone, and for the 1,000 or so fans who did manage to be there in attendance, he said, Kenny Omega may be a tough son of a bitch, but he can't build an exploding ring worth a naughty word. So that's the comment from Jon Moxley. By the time this video goes live, maybe he will have made further comment on Twitter or somewhere, or AEW will have addressed this or something like this. It's a very rapidly developing story, if you can call it that. So there's the comment from Jon Moxley. It was an absolute disaster. Everybody in the world of professional wrestling, including AEW roster members, they're all poking fun at what happened. And it's such a shame. I feel really sorry for Jon Moxley, but at least he was already like beaten and bloodied and had a reason for being laying in the ring. But Eddie Kingston just laid there like he was dead following these crap fireworks going off. So who knows how they will explain this on AEW TV. Maybe it was Kenny Omega and Don Callis and they meant for this to happen. It was all a big prank, bro, and it was never gonna explode or something. They'll figure it out, I'm sure, but I think being the Elite is gonna be a must watch because they're definitely gonna poke fun at this. It was such a shame. It was such a shame. Still, you've got to laugh. Good show overall. The ending, geez Louise. Next up, we now know who Paul White's teased Hall of Fame worthy, and he definitely is, signing was, making his AEW debut last night, none other than Christian Cage. Christian Cage is All Elite. It was a really cool debut. All that happened is the countdown appeared on the screen. The ring didn't explode. Instead, out comes Christian Cage. He signs the contract. He poses. That's your lot. It was pretty understated, I guess. Not that much really sort of happened. There's no hint as to who he's going to feud with or anything like that. But we do now know that Christian Cage is All Elite and he's ready to wrestle. His t-shirt says outwork everyone, which hints that he is going to be there and he's there to put on great matches. This follows a further tease by Big Show earlier in the night saying that the man that they have signed can outwork everyone on the AEW roster. And there it is, it's on a t-shirt. You can buy it right now. So I'm really excited about this. There are loads of great Christian matches that are possible now he's in AEW. Sure, there's a part of me which is a little bit sad that we're not going to see him in WWE, and Vince must be absolutely livid at this. He really must be, because Christian came back, like 5 weeks ago in the Royal Rumble. He lasted for like almost 20 minutes in that match. He looked amazing. Edge and him had their little moment, and it looked like Christian, if he was going to return, it was going to be WWE, but that clearly isn't the case. So Wednesday night is going to be very exciting indeed. Not just to hear how they explain the exploding ring nonsense, but also because Christian will very likely be there, and maybe we'll find out what he's going to be doing next. Really, really cool stuff. Not just that, Ethan Page appearing in the ladder match. He put on a really good showing. Great stuff. Maki Ito also, maybe she's AEW contracted now. She appeared on the pre-show in the tag match. So that was all good stuff as well, and she put in a good performance. But obviously the big talking point here is Christian Cage and what a get for them. What a get, not just from an in-ring perspective, like he's going to obviously put on some great matches, but also if you need somebody behind the scenes to mentor the younger guys, who better than Christian Cage, truly. So hey, at least it wasn't Ryback. Next up, sticking with AEW now, who have filed a rather interesting trademark application. A couple of days ago, they filed for the trademark Captain Insano. Now, if that doesn't ring any bells, first of all, why the hell haven't you watched The Waterboy? Because it's one of Adam Sandler's best films. It's before he got crap. It's really good. It's worth a watch. In that film appears a character called Captain Insano, played by The Big Show, Paul White. And they've registered Captain Insano, and the class in which they registered it relates to video games. So this immediately, in my mind, means that not only is Paul White going to be a playable character in the upcoming AEW video game, but I think that was quite likely anyway, but I reckon that either that's going to be maybe involved in the story mode or be an alternate attire for Paul White that you can play. So if you've been waiting to play as Captain Insano, which, let's face it, we all have for over 20 years, you'll finally be able to. Fingers crossed, anyway. Next up, the subject matter of an upcoming Season 3 episode of Dark Side of the Ring has seemingly been revealed, and it's a doozy, to say the least. I mean, all the episodes are good, but I especially cannot wait for this one. It's going to cover the infamous plane ride from hell. I'm sure you're familiar with it, but just in case you're not, it's basically a bunch of pissed up WWE talent coming back from the UK, and all sorts of shenanigans took place on board, including Brock Lesnar and Mr. Perfect having a bit of a scuffle, Michael Hayes getting his hair cut by X-Pac, and Ric Flair getting little Nate out. Not Charles Robinson. Yeah. So this is going to be great. I absolutely can't wait. So hopefully we'll learn some new stuff there. Other topics for Season 3 that we already know about. Brian Pillman, an episode all about him. XPW, the WCW New Japan event in North Korea. The Smith family, the Dynamite Kid, Nick Gage, FMW in Japan. Chris Canyon also being featured. So it's shaping up to be what looks like an absolutely fantastic season. I can't wait. I think they're some of the best best wrestling documentaries ever made. The production value on them is insane, and we always learn something new. And they're just beautifully produced and always very respectfully done. It'll be interesting to see how they handle the plane ride from hell. And finally, just a quick update on the story that WWE have banned and are now fining their superstars who slap the leg. So this was reported late last week that WWE are going to start dishing out these fines if you slap your leg during a wrestling match. And Dave Meltzer commenting on the Wrestling Observer radio show saying, well, I was told that at some point on a SmackDown show, somebody did a leg slapping deal and Vince got mad because it was so obvious. Bloody King Corbin. No, we don't know who it is. We don't know who it is, but apparently it's all down to a certain SmackDown superstar. Speculate below. It's a weird one. It's a curious one because I think sometimes the leg slapping can make it really feel like a move has connected. And audio is so important in wrestling, and I don't mind it as long as it's subtly done. Some are better at it than others, but there you go, everybody's banned from doing it. So that's your lot, that's your solo news for the day. Stick around on the Cultaholic Wrestling YouTube channel. What Happened At is already on the channel right now. You got Graded coming up very shortly, and then a little bit later you got WTF for AEW Revolution also. So have a lovely day. I'm off to bed. Sweet dreams.